Welcome to Asset Television, your best station for news, politics, business, sports and entertainment. Your one-stop channel, Asset Television. Welcome to...
Hello and thanks for staying with us on Asset Television. Welcome to the news. I am Emmanuel Ejike. First, the headlines. Armed security personnel invade NLC, cut away documents. Governor Abiodun directs refund of charges imposed on the new employees. World Health Organization meets over new monkeypox outbreak. Now on the news in full. The Nigerian Labour Congress has alleged the invasion of its national secretariat in Abuja by armed security operatives, both in uniform and in mufti. NLC President Joe Ajaero said this in a statement in a text message sent to the group WhatsApp platform of Labour correspondents on Wednesday in Abuja. Ajaero said that the invasion of the Labour House was carried out about 9 p.m. He alleged that they ransacked books at the bookshop, carrying all the materials into their van, claiming that the materials were used to incite and organize the recent protests. The leadership of Nigerian Labour Congress NLC has urged the federal government to implement policies that will alleviate the suffering of Nigerians. Joe Ajaero, president of NLC, said this in a communique jointly signed by Emmanuel Ugboaja, NLC General Secretary, at the end of an emergency meeting on Wednesday in Abuja. The communique was issued at the end of an emergency meeting of the National Executive Council to assess the welfare of Nigerian workers and the general populace in the light of the hardship. Ajaero said that the NEC in session demanded the reversal of all the ill-conceived policies that have led to the current economic crisis. He said that for accountability, NEC calls for an independent investigation into the killings and maiming of protesters. Those responsible for these heinous acts must be held accountable and justice must be served to the victims and their families. All the peaceful protesters held illegally and unconditionally in government's custody must be free without delay, he said. He urged the federal government to engage in meaningful dialogue with representatives of the protesters, civil society organizations, and other stakeholders. Ajaero called on the government to implement immediate relief measures to alleviate the suffering of workers and the general populace. He said this includes the provision of direct food aid, subsidies on essential commodities, and other social safety nets. Governor Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State has directed the chairman of the Civil Service Commission to refund all administrative fees currently being charged in relation to the ongoing recruitment exercise in the state civil service. Tokumbo Talabi, the secretary to the state government, made this known in a statement issued in Abeokuta. The governor directed the Civil Service Commission to refund all administrative fees, notwithstanding the fact that these are standard and historical fees that have been in place for decades. The government said it acknowledges the current economic situation in the country and had also taken into consideration the ultimate aim of the recruitment exercise. The Kaduna State government has relaxed the 24-hour curfew imposed on Kaduna and Zaria cities. Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan, made the announcement in a statement issued in Kaduna. Aruwan said the Kaduna State Security Council, under the leadership of Governor Ubasani, after a thorough review of the security situation in Kaduna and Zaria towns and environs, has unanimously agreed to relax the 24-hour curfew earlier imposed on Monday. By this review, the curfew will now be in effect from 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. daily. This implies that citizens may move freely and carry out their legitimate activities between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. and will revert to the curfew from 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. He said the council reiterated its total commitment to the peace and security of the state and will continue to take all steps deemed necessary for their preservation. Aruwan further stated that the security forces will continue to vigorously enforce the curfew. They will be decisive in confronting actions which may lead to a breakdown of law and order during the periods of movements as well as restriction. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, has said electricity generation reached a 3-year high of 5,105 megawatts as at July 27, 2024. Adelabu announced this at the inaugural meeting of their Interministerial Power Sector Working Group in Abuja. According to him, the 5,105 megawatts electricity generation is a significant increase from the 4,000 megawatts previously recorded. He reiterated that the country targets 6,000 megawatts electricity generation and transmission by December 2024. Just a few days ago, on July 27, we successfully generated and transmitted 5,105 megawatts of power, the highest in the last 3 years. This is an improvement from the previous capacity of around 4,000 megawatts or below. The target is to achieve a landmark generation and transmission of 6,000 megawatts by December, he stated. However, the latest data from generation companies, GENCOs, showed that Nigeria's electricity dropped by 668.5 megawatts from 5,105 megawatts to a peak of 4,436.50 megawatts as of August 5th, 2024. If you're just joining us, you are watching the news on Asset Television. We'll be back after this short break.
Welcome to Asset Television, your best station for news, politics, business, sports and entertainment. Your one-stop channel, Asset Television. Welcome
back. More than 20 people were recorded to have drawn in Kali community of Gumi local government area, Zamfara State, while escaping from bandits' attack. According to a resident who pleaded anonymity, the bandits besieged the village at 1 p.m. last Sunday. The bandits were seen moving towards Kali village on motorcycles with sophisticated weapons to attack the community, which forced the villagers to flee for their safety. According to him, the boat was overloaded and it capsized along Birnimagaji River, which led to the death of 20 villagers. He explained that 5 corpses were recovered at Falale River, 4 at Birnimagaji River, while 3 were also recovered at Gadagrumi River. Speaking further, he said, the bandits have been terrorizing communities in Gumi local government area for a long time now. The police are yet to issue any statement on the incident. Niger State Commissioner of Police Sawulu Ebenezer Damaman has paraded 23 hoodlums that allegedly vandalized the Tafa local government secretariat during the ongoing hunger and hardship protests in the state. Parading the miscreants in Mina, CP Damaman said the hoodlums vandalized the secretariat and set it ablaze and burnt 2 cars, while 2 others were vandalized during the nationwide protests which commenced on August 1st, 2024. He explained that they further looted office valuables such as computers, refrigerator, file, cabinet, office ceiling, fan, office chairs, television set, and office burglaries. According to him, some miscreants of Tafa area of Kagarko local government of Kaduna State and those of Sabon Wuse, Tafa, and Hain Diko Gurara area of Niger State mobilized and stormed Tafa local government secretariat of Niger State, looted along Abuja Kaduna Expressway, Sabon Wuse, Niger State. The police and other security agencies responded to the scene, and a total of 23 suspects were arrested with different dangerous weapons, while others were dispersed from the scene, and most of the looted items were recovered, mostly from Kagarko in Kaduna State, he disclosed. The Commissioner of Police further revealed that the items were returned to the local government secretariat in Tafa, while all suspects were transferred to SCID Mina for further investigation. He assured that there will be a rein in court for prosecution as soon as the ongoing investigation is concluded. The World Health Organization has called for an emergency meeting on Mpox following its spread outside the Democratic Republic of Congo. Mpox, formerly called monkeypox, is a viral disease endemic in Central and West Africa. It can be transmitted through physical contact with an infected person, animal, or contaminated materials. Symptoms include skin rash or lesions, accompanied by fever, headache, muscle aches, back pain, low energy, and swollen lymph nodes. Mpox came to global prominence 2 years ago after cases emerged across the world amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The outbreak was declared a public health emergency of international concern in July 2022 and ended the following day. In light of the situation, the potential for further international spread within and outside Africa, who World Health Organization Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus convened an emergency committee. The committee is to advise on whether the outbreak represents a public health emergency of international concern. The designation is the UN agency's highest level of alert. More than 14,000 cases and 511 deaths have been reported. Although outbreaks have been reported in the country for decades and the number of cases reported annually has been increasing steadily, the caseload for the first 6 months of this year matches the total for all of 2023. In the past month, about 50 confirmed and more suspected cases have been reported in 4 countries, neighboring the Democratic Republic of Congo, that have not reported before: Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda. World Health Organization is working with the governments of the affected countries, the Africa Center for Disease Control, non-governmental organizations, civil society, and other partners to understand and address the drivers of these outbreaks. World Health Organization has also developed a $15 million regional response plan to support surveillance, preparedness, and response activities. This is in addition to realizing $1 million for an emergencies fund to support scale-up of response, with more to follow. Envoys of Cote d'Ivoire, Poland, Britain, and the U.S. diplomatic missions have commended Nigeria's strategic approach to the recent nationwide protests. The envoys disclosed this in separate remarks in Abuja when Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tuga briefed heads of diplomatic missions of the protests. Ambassador Khalilou Traoré of Cote d'Ivoire commended Tuga for the initiative to provide the diplomats an updated on protests, saying it will help to tackle spread of fake news. According to him, the explanation provided by Tuga will help them to finalize their respective reports to be sent to the various countries. Stanislav Gulinski, charged the affairs of Poland embassy in Nigeria, commended the ministry for the information provided about the protests. The envoy fielded questions to authenticate issues that surrounded the arrest of 7 Polish citizens during the protest in Kano. Richard Montgomery, British High Commissioner to Nigeria, commended the security agency's strategic approach to address the situation and underscored the need for sustainable peace building amidst the protests. The U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills, thanked Tuga for the knowledge shared about the protests, saying, "I thank you for bringing us here together for this useful and informative briefing." The Crude Oil Refiners Association of Nigeria has revealed that its members are yet to receive crude oil sales in the local currency as directed by the President. Quran Publicity Secretary Echaidoko made this known during an interview on Wednesday. Recall that President Bola Tinubu, through the Federal Executive Council, approved the sale of crude oil to the Dangote refinery in Naira to facilitate better accessibility and supply to the $19 billion petrochemical plant. However, Idoko said that despite this announcement, actions must be taken to ensure the new FEC mandate is implemented. He said that regulatory agencies need to provide guidelines to clarify how crude oil can be assessed in Naira. FEC had earlier approved selling crude oil to the Dangote refinery in Naira to ensure the plant's supply and reduce pressure on the foreign exchange market. This approval followed weeks of conflicts between Dangote and the oil and gas regulatory agencies, providing the refinery a way to obtain crude from NNPC using local currency. The new directive allocates 450,000 barrels of crude for domestic use to be sold to Nigerian refineries in Naira, with Dangote refinery as the pilot for this initiative. In addition, the $19 billion refinery will sell its refined products in Naira, ensuring smooth transactions in the mid and downstream sectors. Governor Peter Mbah of Enugu State has hailed the Nigerian women national basketball team, the Tigers, for their great outing at the Paris Olympics. The governor gave the commendation through his social media handles on Thursday in Enugu, Mba said the ladies put up a courageous performance against the most successful female national basketball team in the world. The Tigress bowed out in grand style and won the heart of the world and fans of basketball, he said. He described the Tigress qualification for the quarterfinals before they were stopped by the US as a height never attained by any African basketball team, male or female, at the Olympics. Mba restated his administration's determination to position the state sports sector as the incubation hub for future Olympic champions. And that is the news. I am Emmanuel Ejike. Keep watching Asset Television for more interesting programs. Also like and follow all our social media handles. Thank you.
Welcome to Asset Television, your best station for news, politics, business, sports and entertainment. Your one-stop channel, Asset Television. Welcome to Asset